here, out of the box, live from the bathroom. Look at me, shaving cream. So, what are we going to talk about? First of all, why am I in my bathrobe? Look, I got the PK robe on, shaving cream. And the reason is, we're going to talk, the name of the show for Out of the Box today is Occam's razor and how it affects gold, silver, the dollar, the stock market, and Bitcoin. Now, what is Occam's razor? Is it this? So shaving? I don't think so. In fact, PK doesn't shave. He shaves with the electric razor, but not all the way down, as you notice. But anyway, this is not Occam's razor, so let's get rid of that. Let me just wipe my face off real fast. Boy. You know, one thing about Florida, I see these people here in this Palm Beach, they must shave 3-4 times a day. They're perfectly clean, perfectly shaven. I can't stand this. Like manicured, like the lawn in the backyard. No hair, nobody wears a beard. So rarely to see this. Anyway, and I don't like that look. So, let's see. The show we're going to talk about is, of course, Occam's razor. What is Occam's razor? I'm going to give you just a very fast definition, an easy definition. Is when you have multiple choice possibilities of a situation. And what it is the answer is, Occam's razor is when it's usually the simplest answer is the correct one. You could look it up on Wikipedia or any of the sites and you will see. And you can say, okay, PK, how does this relate to the trading? Again, because I believe you got to keep it simple. Look at this. Okay. We want to keep it simple. And I like this Occam's razor, this thinking, because right now, as you know, I watch, like you, I listen to many financial sites, and they all basically say one and the same thing, about the disaster coming, and about the fiat currency, and Bitcoin, and gold and silver. And I think, as you know, they have all these arguments. And I think they're so complicated arguments. And to me, if you said, how does Occam's razor apply to these arguments? To me, it's the simplest answer. Not these wild theories. In fact, I would go as far as they're conspiracy theories. And as you know what I think, these arguments are no different than they were in 2008 and 2009. These, actually, I think I mentioned, a lot of these people are the same people who were calling for the same crisis. Gold and silver to explode, the stock market's going to crash, and the financial crisis. Yes, these things went up, but it came back. It went down orderly over 2 years. The dollar got weak a little bit, did get weak, but again, America recovers. So what I want to tell you, what is the simplest answer? And for me, the simplest Occam's razor answer is it hyperinflation? Is it printing of the money? Is it the history that all fiat currencies end up at zero eventually? These to me are all, there's some truths to these things, of course, but they're theories, and that's all they are. The reality is, for me, the simplest answer is, yes, interest rates are going up. I think the dollar could go a little bit lower. I think it's going to stay strong because they're raising interest rates. We're not going to have hyperinflation. The stock market's not going to crash. I like Bitcoin better, but I happen to like gold and silver here. It seems to be holding. Now, we know, I think 1,800, 1,900. Look, the bottom line, you're going to need that gold to crack that 2,000 number. I think silver is around, maybe the short term is $30, at least for sure. And can it go higher? So, to me, the simple answer is, we're in an uptrend. That's all we need to know. This is the simple answer. I don't need to know all the other possibilities and the reason why. And I hear them like you do over and over again. I feel like I'm the only person who says, yeah, we're going to be in some tough times. Printing of the money and the bailouts and I know the arguments, but I don't see, again, right now, what do I see? Not what I see, not what I think, not what these people think. The reality is silver and gold is still struggling in a range. You might say it's a conspiracy theory. They're trying to hold that silver and gold down. I'm not a believer in this. Just for whatever the reason, people bought the Bitcoin. It's a new thing in the future. This took a lot of the gold and silver buyers. And I don't feel anything wrong for you who are stacking gold and silver. But again, only if you feel this, if you believe in these things. If you believe in it, okay. Can PK be wrong? Of course I can be wrong, though I take bets about it. I don't think we're going to see this. In fact, I'm not doing anything about it. The bottom line is, I don't think the COMEX is going to fail, and the New York Stock Exchange is going to go under, and the Bank of America is going to crash, and all these things, and we're going to go back to the gold and silver standard. We're going to use this like we did 100, 150 years ago. So, and listen, and if for some crazy reason I'm wrong, okay, I'll be broke. But remember, life is about analyzing risk and probabilities. Believe me, I have a much better probability of being attacked by being bitten, or how about being bitten by a shark at a Florida beach? We know Florida is one of the shark capitals of the world. Getting in a car accident or dying in a car. These to me seem much more realistic than everything collapsing. This to me is just an argument. It's a sales pitch for you to go out and buy these things. But forget that. There's nothing wrong with this. I mean, as I told you before, this diversification is okay for gold and silver. But not in the stacking. But again, I'm not going to come down on you stackers anymore. If you really think the world's going to come to this way and everything's going to collapse, continue buying your gold and silver bullion. Nothing, you'll go, if it gets, we're in an uptrend, you make some money. Again, do I think silver's going to 100, 300 and gold going to 5,000, 10,000? No. I actually think there's a much better chance of Bitcoin going to 300,000. But it's trading at 50,000, 6-1. But anyway, as you see, PK going off topic. I can't stop myself from talking. I love to talk. But again, I want to give you tips. Just something, I want to give you a counter argument. That when you listen to all these different channels, you're going to notice they're all basically saying the same thing. And I'm trying to give you just a variant. And I feel like I'm all alone. You would think other people are doing channels, but I know why. You know why? It doesn't sell. Don't forget, bad news always sells. On the television, we saw it happen with the virus. You can even make the argument, I've heard this argument even about the Donald Trump, that the minute he lost the election, the ratings from CNN went down by half because they have nobody to scream about and complain about every day. So again, bad news always sells, controversial news, and that's why I don't watch any of these things. So, but as I said, to conclude this, I've gone 10 minutes, it's enough. Occam's razor, you should look it up. It's a very simple concept. Again, meaning when you have a choice, A, B, C, and D, when there's different possibilities, right? It's usually the simplest answer is the correct one. Not all the time, not 100% of the time, most of the time. And as you hear, PK out of the box, trader, 35 years and everything. Okay, we're in hard times. What do we know? The gold and silver are an uptrend. The Bitcoin is an uptrend. The stock market looks like all these things could maybe there's still the Dow's in an uptrend, questionable. But I think overall these things are going to go higher. I don't see the dollar in some serious downtrend. I don't see it. Remember, I know what a panic looks like on both directions. I saw it in crude oil. I've seen it in soybeans and the grains. I've seen it in orange juice. Seen it in coffee. Seen it in the stock market. We saw it last year. Look what happened. Even myself, with that market cracking 30% in March and April with the virus news, I thought we were going to make new lows. I never believed in the V bottom. This time I was with the crowd. You see what happened? The crowd was wrong. Everyone thought we were going to make new lows. No one believed. I thought this Donald Trump was making some campaign argument that the economy is going to recover. There's no big deal. But you know what, though? So far, it's turned out to be right. And you can say, well, we'll see next month, Look, it doesn't matter. That argument, that is over with. We had a V bottom. That's the fact. Now, if it crashes and makes some lows, it'll be something else. Maybe it'll be your argument or other arguments that we see on the YouTube. So, again, I want to get into your head. Try to make the trading, whatever you're trading, the stock, Bitcoin, try to make it as simple as possible. And this is really about the Occam's razor thinking. And this is what I do. I want to make it easy. It's hard enough. You're going to have enough pressure. How much to risk, how much, winning and losing, fear and greed. No need to complicate it with all this. That's why I don't really watch the fundamentals, even with the stocks and all these arguments. It can't go up, or the sales, the no valuation. How do we analyze stocks? This is irrelevant. We're looking for big trends up and big trends down. We've had a huge trend up since 08. In fact, no one ever thought that was viable down there. Everyone thought that was going to be the disaster. Just take a look what all these people said back in 08 and 09. They said 10, printing the money, bailing out everybody. In fact, it was worse. We saw a couple of Wall Street firms go under. Bear Stearns, my first company I ever worked for, broke. I think was it Shearson Lehman went to zero. So the bailouts of the banks, the home crisis, bailing out the S&L, all these things, and you can see what happened. It went down, came back up to new highs. It was actually a great buying opportunity down there. And who took advantage of that? Warren Buffett. I think, and maybe Ray Dalio, actually some of the real big guys who are managing billions, they recognize that. The interesting thing is, but even then, they lost less this 2020. They didn't step in and buy with the virus. Something with the health, maybe they're scared of something and they thought it was unknown. They're all finished a minus in 2020. They dumped things. So the point is you see, even the best can get it wrong. But usually, the simplest answer when you have a choice is the best answer. So, as you see, PK with the bathrobe in the bathroom for Out of the Box. We'll speak to you another day. I'm trying to hope you got something from us. Look it up for yourself and about the Occam's razor. And you can apply this to everything in the life. I think usually the simplest answer is usually the best one. This is PK with Out of the Box. Don't forget, think for yourself. And remember that life is always about living out of the box. Ciao, everybody. Out of the bathroom.